Imagine for a moment a room in the Hotel New Yorker. It is late at night, perhaps 3 or 4 in the morning. The city outside is a low hum, a beast that never truly sleeps. But inside this room, the air is thick with a silence that feels almost electric. There, sitting in the semi-darkness, is a man who has illuminated the world, literally and metaphorically. Nikola Tesla. He is not frantically writing equations on a chalkboard. He is not pacing anxiously. He is sitting in a state of profound stillness, preparing for a journey that he takes every single night, not outward into the streets of Manhattan, but inward, into the vast uncharted cosmos of his own mind. We often look at figures like Tesla and see them as anomalies, as lightning strikes of genetics that appear once in a century. We tell ourselves, he was a genius, I am just a normal person. But this is a mistake. It is a limitation we place upon ourselves to avoid the work of our own transformation. Tesla himself believed that his brain was merely a receiver. He stated, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. If the brain is a receiver, then the question is not about the hardware you were born with, but about how you tune the dial." Most of us are walking around with our dials stuck between stations, listening to the static of anxiety, the white noise of social expectation, and the interference of our own fears. Tonight, I want to ask you a direct question. What is the last thing you do before you close your eyes? Do you scroll through a screen, feeding your mind with the chaotic energy of the world? Do you replay the arguments of the day, tightening the knots of stress in your chest? Or do you, like Tesla, treat that threshold between wakefulness and sleep as a sacred gateway? This video is not just a biography, it is an invitation to reclaim the most powerful time of your day. We are going to explore the specific internal technology Tesla used to visualize, create, and solve problems before he ever touched a physical tool. We are going to talk about energy, not in the abstract New Age sense, but as the fundamental currency of your psychology. If you are ready to stop sleeping just to escape, and start sleeping to create, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us continue to bring this knowledge to light. Let us begin with a metaphor that is central to understanding this process: the radio receiver. Imagine your mind as a sophisticated radio. Throughout the day, as you navigate your job, your relationships, and your responsibilities, the dial is constantly being turned by external hands. The news turns it to fear. A difficult conversation turns it to anger. A traffic jam turns it to frustration. By the time you reach your bed, your receiver is often blaring a cacophony of discordant sounds. You feel drained, yet your mind is racing. This is what we call entropy, a state of disorder and energy loss. Most people go to sleep in this state of entropy. They pass out from exhaustion, dragging that chaotic static down with them into the subconscious. But the subconscious mind does not judge, it only accepts. If you feed it chaos right before the conscious mind shuts off, it will marinate in that chaos for 8 hours. It's like planting weeds in a garden right before a rainstorm. You are practically guaranteeing that you will wake up with more anxiety and less clarity. Tesla understood something fundamental. The transition into sleep is a change in frequency. It is the moment the conscious guard lowers its shield, and the portal to the core opens. He did not waste this moment. He treated his visualization practice not as a daydream but as a laboratory simulation. Before he ever built an alternating current motor in the physical world, he built it in his mind. He would run it. He would watch it spin. He would observe the wear and tear on the gears, all in the theater of his imagination, while lying in bed or sitting in the quiet. This wasn't magic. It was hyperphantasia, or extreme visualization, honed by discipline. He said, "When I get an idea, I start at once building it up in my imagination. I change the construction, make improvements, and operate the device in my mind." But how does this apply to you if you aren't an engineer? Think of your life as the engine, your relationships, your health, your career, your spiritual path. These are the gears. Most of us try to fix these things with force during the day. We push, we struggle, we argue, we grind. Tesla teaches us that the real engineering happens in the silence. It happens when you withdraw your energy from the external world and focus it like a laser beam internally. The first step in the Tesla method, which we will break down tonight, involves detachment. You cannot tune the radio to a clear frequency if you are still holding onto the knob of the previous station. Consider the dust on the mirror. In many ancient spiritual traditions, the mind is likened to a mirror. If the mirror is covered in the dust of the day's trivialities, it cannot reflect the light of the intuition. Tesla's solitude was his way of wiping the mirror clean. He didn't fear being alone. He thrived in it because that is where the signal was strongest. The mind is sharper and keener in seclusion, an uninterrupted solitude, he wrote. Originality thrives in seclusion, free of outside influences beating upon us to cripple the creative mind. Be alone, that is the secret of invention. Be alone, that is when ideas are born. You might say, "But I have a family. I have noise. I cannot be alone like Tesla." Physical solitude is a luxury. Yes, but mental solitude is a discipline. You can be in a crowded house and still find that sanctuary within yourself right before sleep. It requires a deliberate choice to disconnect from the external matrix. When you lay your head on the pillow tonight, realize that you are entering a laboratory. You are not just shutting down a computer, you are rebooting a supercomputer that has access to a cloud network of infinite intelligence. But if you enter that login phase with a virus of negativity, you compromise the whole system. In the next part of this video, we are going to walk through the exact visualization mechanism Tesla used, and how you can adapt it to solve emotional and practical problems. We will discuss the film reel technique and how to review your day backwards to neutralize negative energy, a practice echoed by Stoics and modern psychologists alike, but mastered by Tesla in a unique way. We will look at how to pose a question to your subconscious so that, while you sleep, your deeper mind works on the answer, delivering it to you like a gift upon waking. The energy you carry into sleep determines the energy you wake up with. It is a cycle. You break the cycle of unconscious sleeping. You break the cycle of unconscious living. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. Take a deep breath. Feel the weight of the day beginning to lift. You are here, now, investing in your own mind. That is the first step. The static is clearing. The signal is coming through. Now that we have established the importance of the receiver and the need to clear the static, we must look at the specific mechanism Tesla employed. It is not enough to simply relax. Relaxation is passive. Tesla's method was active. It was a deliberate engagement with the faculties of the mind. Think of your mind like a high-performance cinema projector. All day long, this projector has been running films directed by other people, your boss, the news, the traffic, the demands of your family. By the time you reach the bedroom, the lens is hot and the film reel is tangled. Most people try to fix this by simply unplugging the machine, falling asleep, but the reel remains tangled inside. When they wake up, the first thing that plays is the same chaotic scene where they left off. Tesla used a technique that we can call the reverse review, a practice that has roots in ancient philosophy but which he utilized for cognitive clarity. Before he began his creative visualizations, he had to discharge the accumulated energy of the day. Here is how you can apply this tonight. When you lie down, before you drift off, visualize your day, but do not view it chronologically. Do not start with "I woke up" and end with "I went to bed." Instead, play the film backward. Start with the moment you brushed your teeth, then the moment you had dinner, then the drive home. Go all the way back to the morning. Why backward? This is a secret of deep psychology. When you review your day forward, you get trapped in the story and the emotion. He said this, so I felt that. You relive the anger. You re-triggered the cortisol spikes, but when you review it backward, you break the chain of cause and effect. You confuse the ego's narrative. You become a detached observer. You are simply looking at data points. I was in the car. I was at the desk. I drank coffee. By doing this, you are effectively taking off your mental muddy boots before entering the temple of sleep. You are acknowledging the events, processing them, and then this is the crucial part, releasing them. You are telling your subconscious, this file is closed. No need to process this loop all night. Imagine you are a sculptor. The events of the day are just excess clay. You must scrape them off to reveal the blank slate underneath. Only on a blank slate can you draw a new design. Once the slate is clean, Tesla shifted gears. He moved from clearing the past to constructing the future. This brings us to the core of his genius. The simulation. Tesla did not vaguely hope for his inventions to work. He didn't use positive thinking in the way it is sold today. He used precise, sensory simulation. He said, "It is absolutely immaterial to me whether I run my turbine in thought or test it in my shop. I even note if it is out of balance." Think about the power of that statement. He could hear the machine running in his head. He could feel the vibration. How do you apply this? You likely aren't building a turbine tonight, but you are building a life. You are building a career, a relationship, or a healthy body. These are your machines. Let's say you have a difficult presentation tomorrow or a confrontation you are dreading. Most people lie in bed and visualize the failure. They visualize stumbling over their words. They visualize the other person getting angry. They are using the Tesla technique, but they are using it for self-destruction. They are programming the subconscious to deliver a disaster. Tonight, after you have done the reverse review, select one machine you want to build or fix. It could be your health. Visualize your body not just as looking good but functioning perfectly. Feel the energy in your cells. If it is a negotiation, visualize the handshake. Hear the tone of voice, calm, confident, resonant. Do not view it from a distance. Step into the avatar. Be there. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish between a deeply felt visualization and physical reality. When you do this right before sleep, you are handing the blueprint to the night shift crew. While your conscious mind sleeps, your subconscious gets to work. It aligns your neural pathways. It regulates your hormones. It sorts through your memory banks to find solutions that match the blueprint you gave it. But there is a specific window of time to do this. It is the magic quarter hour. Scientists call it the hypnagogic state. It is the transitional state of consciousness between wakefulness and sleep. Your brainwaves slow down from beta alert, anxious to alpha relaxed, and then to theta deeply creative, meditative. In this theta state, the critical filter of your logic is turned off. The guard is asleep, but the king is awake. Tesla was a master of dwelling in this state. He reported seeing flashes of light, intense bursts of color, and geometric shapes in this hypnagogic moment. He wouldn't rush through it. He would linger there. This is where he received his flashes of intuition, the download from the universal core he spoke of. For you, this is the most dangerous and the most powerful time of the day. It is dangerous because if you enter this state worrying about your bills or your loneliness, you are planting seeds of poverty and isolation deep into your psyche. You are hypnotizing yourself into misery. But if you enter this state with intention, it is the most powerful tool for transformation you possess. Think of a farmer. The hypnagogic state is the rich, dark soil. The thought you hold in your mind as you drift off is the seed. If you plant a seed of I am exhausted and stuck, the soil will grow that. If you plant a seed of I am finding the solution, I am expanding, the soil will grow that with equal vigor. Here is the challenge. The body wants to fall asleep quickly. It wants to shut down. To use the Tesla method, you must maintain a sliver of alertness. You must surf the wave of sleep without drowning in it immediately. As you feel your limbs getting heavy, as you feel your thoughts becoming abstract and dreamlike, catch yourself. Say to yourself, I am now entering the creative void. Hold your visualization, your turbine, your solution, your healed self in the center of your mind's eye. Hold it gently, like a candle flame. If it flickers, bring it back. Do not force it. If you force, you wake up. If you let go too much, you fall asleep unconscious. It is a balance. It is a dance. Tesla said, the day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. He was talking about this, the non-physical phenomenon of your own consciousness. You might fail the first few nights. You might just fall asleep. That is okay. It is a muscle. Your attention is a muscle that has atrophied because of smartphones and constant distraction. But night by night, if you persist, you will find that you can hold the door open a little longer. And when you do, strange things begin to happen. You start waking up with answers to questions you didn't know how to solve. You wake up with a feeling of certainty rather than anxiety. You begin to notice coincidences. Synchronicity is where the outside world seems to align with the blueprint you reviewed in the silence of your room. You are moving from being a victim of your psychology to being the master of it. You are tuning the radio. In the final part of this video, we will synthesize this into a step-by-step protocol you can write down and use. We will also discuss what to do the moment you wake up, because the Tesla routine is a circle. How you wake determines how you sleep, and how you sleep determines how you wake. We will seal this practice so it becomes a permanent part of your character. We have explored how to clear the mind of the day's debris and how to plant the seed of intention within the fertile soil of the hypnagogic state. But the cycle is not complete. A transmission sent into the dark needs to be received in the light. This brings us to the final, and perhaps most neglected, part of the Tesla method, the return. The way you wake up is just as critical as the way you go to sleep. They are two ends of the same wire. If you cut one end, the current does not flow. Imagine for a moment that your subconscious mind has spent the last 8 hours working tirelessly. It has taken your visualization, your turbine, and run millions of simulations. It has connected dots that your conscious mind could never see. It has prepared a package of insight, a download of intuition, ready for you to open the moment you regain consciousness. What do most people do the second they open their eyes? They reach for their smartphone. They flood their brain with instant dopamine, news, emails, and other people's agendas. In doing so, they take that precious package from the subconscious and kick it off the porch. The insight evaporates. The dream is forgotten. The solution is lost in the noise. Tesla lived in an era before smartphones, but he faced his own distractions. Yet he understood the sanctity of the morning. He knew that the bridge between the dream world and the waking world is fragile. To complete this practice, you must treat your waking moments with the same discipline as your sleeping moments. Keep a notebook and a pen by your bedside. This is non-negotiable. It is the tool of the architect. When you wake up, before you move, before you engage with the world, lay still for 2 minutes. Keep your eyes half closed. Try to recall the feeling of the night. Often the answer you sought won't come as a sentence. It will come as a feeling, a sudden urge to do something, or a faint memory of a dream symbol. Write it down immediately, even if it makes no sense. Blue door, call John, change the angle. You are capturing the residue of the higher mind before the ego wakes up and scrubs the floor clean. Now, let us synthesize everything we have discussed into a concrete, actionable protocol. You can call this the Tesla Night Protocol. I invite you to write these 4 steps down and tape them to your mirror or place them on your nightstand. Step 1. The digital twilight. 30 minutes before sleep. You cannot go from 100 miles per hour to 0 instantly. You need a buffer zone. 30 minutes before bed, disconnect from the digital hive mind. No screens. The blue light tricks your pineal gland into thinking it is noon, suppressing melatonin and keeping your receiver tuned to the wrong frequency. Use this time for hygiene or light reading, but nothing that spikes your adrenaline. Step 2. The backward review. The clearing. As you lay in bed, close your eyes and play the film of your day in reverse. Start from right now and go back to waking up. View the events like a scientist reviewing data. Do not judge, do not get angry. Just observe and release. This happened, then this happened. Wipe the mirror clean. Close the open tabs in your browser. Step 3. The conscious selection. The blueprint. Once the mind is clear, Choose one focal point. Do not try to fix your whole life in one night. Choose one problem to solve, one skill to improve, or one feeling to embody. Visualize it as already accomplished. Use your senses. If it is health, feel the vitality. If it is a solution, feel the relief. Construct the machine in your mind. Step 4. The hypnagogic surrender the transmission as you feel the heavy wave of sleep pulling you under. Hold that image. Do not let it turn into a random dream yet. Sustain the focus as you cross the threshold. Ask your inner core, show me the way. Then let go. Trust the process. You are handing the blueprint to the master builder. Why does this matter? Why should you dedicate effort to this when you are just tired and want to sleep? Because we are living in a crisis of energy. Look around you. People are not just physically tired, they are spiritually exhausted. They are burnt out, they are disconnected. We try to fix this by drinking more coffee, by working harder, by buying more things. But Tesla knew the truth. Energy does not come from the outside, it comes from alignment. Tesla famously said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. You are a being of energy. Your thoughts are frequencies. Your reality is the vibration that matches those frequencies. If you spend your nights in unconscious chaos, you are vibrating at the frequency of chaos. You will attract confusion, resistance, and fatigue. But if you align your frequency before you sleep, if you tune the receiver, you tap into a source of energy that is infinite. This is how Tesla could work for days with little rest. This is how he could envision technologies that were decades ahead of his time. He wasn't just smart, he was plugged in. He wasn't running on his own limited battery. He was drawing current from the main line of the universe. You have that same capacity. It is not reserved for the history books. It is your birthright. The core of knowledge he spoke of is not in a museum. It is inside you, waiting for you to dial in. Tonight, you have a choice. You can collapse into bed, a victim of the day's exhaustion, and repeat the same cycle tomorrow. Or, you can step into your room like a master entering his sanctuary. You can close your eyes and begin the work of building a new world. The static is clearing. The signal is waiting. The rest is up to you. Thank you for journeying with us into the mind of Nikola Tesla. If this video resonated with you, if you felt a spark of recognition, please subscribe to the channel. We are building a community of seekers who are not content with a surface level of reality. Like this video to help the algorithm share this knowledge with others who are searching for the light. And comment below, I am a receiver. Let that be your declaration to your subconscious tonight. Sleep well, dream intentionally, and wake up ready to change the world.